happened in the last few weeks. And like I said last week, I was concentrating on, you know, making this body feel good. And then, and then comes a surprise of I gotta get adult braces, which I'm actually okay with. I know they're gonna hurt, but it's gonna be awesome to have straight teeth. I've never had straight teeth. While I'm anxious and excited, it's all gonna work out the way it's supposed to, and so that's a great thing. But also surprising, $4,500, right? And then dealing with my foster daughter's situation and that changing abruptly really has turned out my whole, just everything. I'm trying to keep my head above water. And so I'm grieving. I am grieving. And it's hard to grieve when you got to do all the things that you need to do and also be a productive member of society and be kind to your toddler who keeps punching you or kicking you or trying to bite you, or trying to climb on your back. There's all these factors, and while I'm grateful, I'm exhausted, and that makes me sad. One day at a time, right? We just have to do it one day at a time. And sometimes we have to do it 1 minute, 1 moment, 1 second at a time. And that's what I've been working towards, especially today while I'm recording this. I couldn't allow myself to get out of bed. I needed to rest because there were so many emotions up in the air. I'm fighting with a friend because of a miscommunication. And that just got me triggered, which, god dang it, I hate that word. But I got triggered from, some past relationship stuff where I was really young and I was standing my ground and then was immediately bashed back down. And in that situation, I was just young and didn't know how to just stand rooted in what I was trying to articulate, So anyhow, I'm not sure where this is going to be guided this week. Maybe grief a little bit. I think we talked about grief a couple episodes back. But grief is heavy. Grief is hard. And so sometimes we just we hurt ourselves even more because we haven't been able to process it properly. And what I mean by that, I was lucky because when my mom died, I got an internship and I moved really far away from where I grew up. I moved far away from Tacoma and met incredible people who kind of pushed me, but also just when you're told something all of your life, you're not desirable, you're not good enough, you're not wanted, you're not needed. It's a tough pill to swallow, and I think that I grew up believing that a lot. And so when people were giving me the things that I longed for and needed and desired, I was like, this is too good to be true. Something's wrong. This person is lying to me. I'm lying to myself thinking that this person could ever, need me or want me. So we fast forward to today, and that person with those insecurities definitely are still here, but I'm less likely to let people walk over. And I'm really excited because I want to be able to call out people who hurt me, and it doesn't have to necessarily make sense to them as long as it makes sense to myself. And I say that because sometimes people don't, I'm notorious for speaking flowery. I don't speak straightforward. And it's not because I don't want to just be like, hey, you hurt my feelings because of X, Y, and Z. It's more so I know you as a human person, I know that you have flaws, and I know that this was probably not intentional. So I want to speak to you in a way that serves your heart, that serves your purpose, so that you don't go away from that conversation feeling like, oh, dang, Grace hates me and I'm a horrible person, or Grace is a bitch, just like all these things. And so I wind up taking on more of the what ifs than the actual facts. And I'm learning, especially, um, I'm just learning how to not do that anymore. Um, it's going to take a lot of time and a lot of effort every day to do that, but I'm going to do my very best. And yeah, I just been working through that and working through me taking care of myself. And it's really hard because I have the one addiction I can say that I have is sugar. And when you tell me I can't have sugar, that's just like, what? Come on, man. Um, and I think even more so now though, it's more like you can't or you shouldn't have sugar, Grace. That makes me want sugar, right? So I've technically cut out all sodas except for Fresca. I don't think of it as soda; it's sparkling water. Um, and that's my fix for soda, right? Unless I'm like really craving like Coca-Cola, Dr. Pepper, but I don't do that all the time. It's unsweetened tea. It's you know, I mean, I do get several Mexican mochas from Mean Bean. Um, anyhow, I dig. I That's the one thing that like I'm so mad at myself because when I get sad or I feel misunderstood or I feel left out or othered, I turn to food, specifically sweet stuff. And that has been a hard thing to realize. And I'm realizing right now in this moment with you, um, it doesn't feel good, you know? Because when I do that, I say mean things to myself. I say, yep, you're worthless. I knew you couldn't do it. I knew that this was going to happen. Instead of like, hey, you wanted that thing and you took it and it's okay. You don't have to start over. You are okay. You're safe. You have walls. You have security. You're safe. And I have just been telling that little girl that she's safe. And it gets tiring, right? Because every day is like, dang, okay, what's next? Can I just have a day where there's nothing crazy going on? And then, I mean, I can't even speak of what's happening today. I woke up, well, actually, it was like midnight, and someone had posted about Russia and Ukraine, and I don't even know what to do. I have two small kids, and it's easier for me to be like, I can't take that on right now than to dive in, right? So, what I'm saying is, grief is heavy, it's hard, it happens all the time, and for some of us, it's really personal because I've gone 16 years with being kind of passive about my mom not being here. And then, my dad died 9 years later. Like, who does that? you know? And it's hard. And so what I wanted to do was I wanted to share this last message that my dad sent to me, um, because it really does help me. Uh, yeah, so no music this week, but um, just this message to all of the daughters and sons that need it. Um, this was the message my dad sent me back in 2016. I think it was a few months before he passed. Um, and I'm sending love to you. And don't be mad at your grief. Um, just take it slowly and one day at a time. And, you know, like that analogy says, the grief doesn't get smaller. You just get bigger around it and learn how to cope better. But I tell you what, lately I've been like, wish my daddy and mommy were here so they could see these beautiful kids. And that's a hard thing. That's a hard thing. All right, here's my papa. He has a message for you. Okay.
Hey, baby, I'm sorry that I missed your call. I had my phone on charge all day. All right, if you get a chance or opportunity, you give me a call. All right, I just want to tell you I love you. Keep doing what you're doing. It's going to pay off. All right, bye.